We're recording. Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast. Heads up that we are going to be spoiling Undertale tonight, so if you are completely against the idea of spoiling this game, do not listen. Otherwise, enjoy the show. Awesome.
Man, you guys remember that part of Undertale where when everyone dies but Temmie?
Yeah.
And rest it's like a quarter
How's
through
she
the
gonna?
game, and the rest of the game is just Temmie just sitting around.
How
Dude, I
how
can't wait
she
for the
can she go to
sequel that they teased
college?
in the post-credit scene, Undertem.
Dude, all right.
Did you know,
Before we get
did
too
you guys
far
notice
in,
that,
let's introduce ourselves. I'm Chanstein Hansen, otherwise known as Chongo the Artist. I do arts on Tumblr. Check me out on chongotheartist.tumblr.com. Yeah.
Okay.
next?
I guess I'll go next. I'm Sarah, and I'm also known as Blue or Freya previously. And I'm an artist. I don't really do much yet, but yeah, I'm an artist and I play games and watch cartoons.
All right,
Rock.
I'm Jake, otherwise known as Jakey Hools. I rant about dumb, unimportant first world problems like comic books and movies on my YouTube channel, and I also write movies.
Yeah.
Rock. I'm Joe Legatti, the guy from Boston. I'm here with you today. We're gonna do some ranting and raving. We're gonna get just buck wild and pull some goofs on this classic new game, Undertale.
Awesome. And
Undertaker.
welcome to the Grinillionaire Boiz podcast. Why is it Grinillionaire Boiz? Because we give you a million grins. Grinillionaires.
That's
See,
right.
they can't see it, but I have a million grins on my face right now.
Hecka. Awesome. All right, let's
took-
get it
Yeah.
started.
Sorry, was that too much?
Let's get it started. I'm gonna ask from Sarah to Snide to Jake. What was your first run? Did you go pacifist? Did you fight anybody, or did you go full genocide?
Well, when I started, I played blind. I'd never played any videos or whatever
Okay.
or playthroughs.
Yeah.
So I killed Toriel, so it wasn't gonna be a pacifist run.
Oh
then
my
I
god.
realized-
Yeah.
I realized, oh shit, I didn't have to do that because I felt so bad about doing that.
I know. Me
So
I
I
too.
think
played-
everyone does that
I
on their
did
first
too.
run.
Right, yeah.
Totally
So
do
I
that.
played until I met the Bone Brothers, and then I just restarted. And I tried to do the pacifist run again, but then of course I don't know if you guys have done the same thing, but
I
like
did.
Flowey's like
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah, they
killed
did.
her, and
Remember, it's in
Toriel's
Wisconsin,
like, have
right?
you seen a ghost or something? And it was just, oh my god, it sent shivers down my spine. It was so cool.
I didn't restart, but I did on my second run, and that's when I got that thing.
Yeah, I had to restart. I just felt so guilty.
Well, I
Never
did
had
it, and I was I have like.
Mm-hmm.
I have such a permanence for when I play those multiple choice games. If I make a mistake, I'm just like, well, I gotta live with it. I gotta.
Right.
And what I really
that's
love is
Too much like real life. Real life, you have
Yeah.
to live with the bad choices you make.
Yeah.
In video games, if you can restart it, I'm gonna restart it.
But you get
know?
so
Yeah,
much more
exactly.
options if you just do that. Like, people have been still playing through this game and have just been like taking like so many different options, and they find all these tiny little Easter eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
before
I
we get
wish
too
I
far
would've-
in, Snide.
What
You,
about me?
yeah. Your
Wait,
first
who's
run.
Snide? This is Joe Legatti, the guy from Boston.
Joe Legatti, the guy from
Joe Leg-
Boston.
the guy
The
from
guy
Boston.
from Boston.
Hey, Jolioli.
Okay, I have a story to tell before I get into the video game.
Yeah.
One time, I live in like the greater Boston area,
Yeah.
and once I get my car breaks a lot, so I'm always going to different mechanics
Okay.
and giving way too much money to keep this piece of shit alive.
That sucks.
But one time I went to a mechanic and I was going inside to the like little office area, little mechanic business place to pay, and above the one of their windows they had a framed headshot of Joe Legatti, the guy from Boston, and it was signed by him.
That's so good.
And it said, "Thanks for pimping my ride, guys. Joe Legatti,
Oh,
the guy
God.
from Boston."
It's beautiful.
It was
That's
great.
amazing.
I want to. He like. I'm hoping one day I'm just like out in like walking around Boston and I just run into him and I just get a picture with Joe Legati. That's my greatest dream. I can't die until I've fulfilled that. It's my burden.
He seems like a man who frequents delis. So just look around there.
Yeah, I should just go around.
Anywhere you can get a
I
good
could just,
meatball
like,
sub,
talk about,
I'm sure you'll
I
find
could
him.
just-
Anyway, you can.
I'm pretty sure he is like a witch brought life to a meatball sub.
I'm just curious. What's his favorite Italian anime? Meatball sub or meatball dub?
You, I will allow puns and bad jokes this episode because this is the Undertale and
Everybody
fucking
gets
Mr. Sans and his puns are abundant. So
Oh, there's gonna be
before
a
this
skeleton
becomes
on this episode.
God, I hate
Let
puns.
this become a Joe Legati podcast.
Yeah, don't let. You think Joe Legati played
Joe
Undertale?
Lagodcast?
Yeah, did he play
Yeah,
Undertale?
I would pay fucking anything to watch Joe Legati play Undertale. It's
Joe
like,
Legati, let's play.
it's like a face cam with a big cigar and the American flag in the background.
gamer
from Boston. Oh, God.
I don't know who this goat lady is, but I'll flirt with
She's
her.
gonna die. Oh, God.
Okay, so seriously, Snide.
Okay, so I went pacifist.
Yeah.
I played it kind of blind too. Someone just gifted it to me like right before it all. I finished it like right before it exploded,
Nice.
and I got to ride that ride that wave right in.
I was trying to
Oh.
convince myself, like, while everyone was talking about it on Tumblr, it's like I don't need this game. I don't need this game. And then
This game.
then I saw Undyne, and I was like, I need this game.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Undyne and
Yeah.
then in game when I found a Metaton, cause I love Metaton.
everyone loves Metatone.
Jake, before I get a
Yeah.
boner, how did you how was your run? What did you do?
Mine's actually kind of a combination experience of both of them. Mine was gifted to me by my friend who loves riddles and like being mysterious and coy.
Wow.
So I started playing the game and I'm like, what is this? He's like, I don't know. You'll have to find out. And so what happened is I did the same thing that Sarah did. I killed Turiel, which, side note, I like to point this out because no one ever realized this.
Yeah.
Turiel was named because she's the tutorial level.
Yeah. You told me that
That's
one.
really cool.
No, and then okay. Side note, because I still love this. Sans is a comic, and his font for his dialogue is Comic Sans,
Yep.
and then Papyrus is Papyrus. Okay, whatever. Anyways,
I found something
I-
funny on the wiki. When you go on Sans' bio, one of his like little tidbits is he's a humorous guy, and it's humorous like the bone.
Isn't there like this theory about a third skeleton person who's like wingdings or something like that?
Yeah, some like
Yeah.
Heard about
bleeding
that.
eye motherfucker.
There's a bunch of
Okay. There's
hashtag
also-
lore.
There's
Yeah.
also a really interesting theory that Papyrus and Sans are actually like the remnants of two of the human souls that Asgore took.
I was wondering that, cause
And
like
basically, what happened was he felt bad about killing them, so he like gave them monster souls or something, and it's like that's who they are now, and they have no memory of who they used to be, but their
Makes sense.
personalities are like shadows of the people they were.
huh.
Right. Yeah, because they just showed up one day, according to
Exactly.
the people
Okay.
of Snowden.
Yeah, and then there's this whole thing about like the only reason they think they're brothers is because they're the only skeletons in like all of the kingdom
Huh.
and all of the underground.
I
Which
like that.
I like that a lot.
That's awesome.
That's
Okay.
a cool theory.
So anyways, so I killed Turiel, and like I messaged my friend the moment after I did. I like immediately shut down the game because I was like,
Yeah, you messaged me too. You were like,
Oh my
"What?
God.
Oh no! What do I do?"
it's like no. I messaged you because the friend that gifted me the game, like the next day, he was asking me like, so what did you do? Like, how'd you play? And it's like, oh, well, I killed Turiel, and he was like, you what? And I was like, was I supposed to do that? And he goes, I don't know. Were you or were you not determined enough? So I went to you, and I was like, oh my god, what did I do? What did I do wrong? Right?
Yeah.
So then I literally had to. I like literally restarted the game, and he didn't tell me anything about like the fact that like the game has like some, I don't know if it's AI or whatever, but literally like I sorry, I just like spaced out for a second. Words are hard sometimes.
Yeah.
So I literally went back to the game. It's like restart, and then Fly starts talking to me. I'm like,
What?
I didn't want to feel these things. I just wanted to play some like game that looked like Earthbound,
This
like
looks.
8-bit stuff.
You should have known. Earthbound is terrifying.
Oh yeah, that's very true. Like, oh my god, thinking back, there's so many like moments where you're genuinely scared just because it's all silence and all you see is just like this dark environment surrounding you and you just hear like the sound of like footsteps or like crunching leaves and like the wind.
I got to admit, the first time I saw Sans in that opening cutscene when he's like all shadowed out, I was like, ooh, spooky.
I know. I know.
And then
it's
that great whoopee cushion joke.
oh god. No, I was actually still scared when that happened because I was like, "What's that sound? What is that? Is he like sucking out my soul?" And then he goes, "The old whoopee cushion in the hand gag," and I was like, "What?"
I do love the humor in this game. They have some really solid jokes. I wanna go through and ask everyone's favorite joke. I'm gonna go Snide, Sarah, then Jake again.
Oh fuck! No, I need to think about it.
Okay, fine. Jake,
cuts-
Sarah, Snide.
Cuts aren't
What?
it?
Oh, that makes it harder. Okay.
Too late.
I'll go first. Then.
Okay.
How about that? Okay. My favorite joke is more like a theme, I guess.
Okay.
But with Undyne and shit,
Alphys?
Alphas and their like love of anime.
Yeah.
Like anime is not real. That's
Sort of way I ever
Is anime real? I
love
really.
how anime is like becoming a joke throughout like
Everything.
media. Yeah, like in Steven Universe, in Star versus the Forces of Evil, stuff like that. That's amazing.
I really
I
like
know
every
this is all
post that's just like you can really tell that which weeaboos went into the anime business.
Oh my gosh.
Like there's so many anime references in Steven Universe.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't believe they got away with just like almost full sail ripping that sword fighting scene from Utena.
Even like regular show, one of the intro episodes, like one of the special like
Yeah,
episodes
the movie
aired-
was Evangelion. It
yeah,
was
the movie. The
Evangelion
intro was
opening,
Evangelion,
but with the regular show characters.
which is so weird to me because like most of the references I've seen on like things like Steven Universe is like
Yeah.
stuff that's more like family friendly or like you could argue that it's more for everyone.
Yeah.
And then regular shows Evangelion, which is definitely I don't know, I would never show my kids that.
Yeah, gigantic bleeding robot people.
Yeah,
And angels
all the
killing
people piloting them have,
everybody.
like existential depression.
Okay, this is not the Cartoon Network / Evangelion podcast.
Okay.
The Joe Legati
To
podcast, trademark,
throw it
from
back in.
Boston.
Alphys's favorite anime. What was it? Mew Mew Kissy Paradise.
Mew Mew Kissy Cutie.
Mew Mew Kissy Cutie. Is that a joke on Tokyo Mew Mew?
Yeah, I think it was like Tokyo Mew Mew and like just Hello Kitty or something. Just like all the cute like shoujo animes combined or something.
I would
Like-
say that I would have said that if it wasn't for that one really specific joke about like Alphys tweeting out about how much they hate season 2.
Oh yeah, the second it is
Which
Snyder's
makes-
Kissy no Cutie, it is trash.
Yeah, which makes me think it's like a direct correlation to a specific anime because they had that joke go on for like I don't know how long. I guess like 10
I
written
don't know what
paragraphs.
anime that would even be though, because I thought it was just like a general like everyone has one show that they're like, oh, that season was trash, don't watch it or whatever.
Yeah, no,
So-
that's how I felt the same way. I felt it was more like
Because that's just how fans are.
Well,
They
I
don't-
was a part of the Mew Mew, the Tokyo Mew
Okay.
Mew fan base, and everyone hated
Okay.
season 2, so I thought it was like specifically
yeah, it
calling that
probably
out.
is then, because I've never seen that. So but-
It's really bad.
oh, was it?
Yeah. But anyways, that whole scene. Speaking of Undertale and how well its writing and references work, that whole time when Alphys finally fixes your phone so you can have texting and shit, and
Yes.
you just get a million notifications of her Twitter all the time, like.
mhm.
it
No,
is-
it's actually so great. I'm actually I actually this is the thing I asked you for help with, Chance. I love
Yeah.
this so much. I actually made a Twitter account
oh yeah,
under the name Dr. Alphys, and I used a 3 instead of a Y.
nice.
and literally like live tweeting out all the things she says.
It's
It's
beautiful.
fantastic.
I couldn't believe how fresh it stayed for me, because if that was done by pretty much any other writer or any other game, I would have felt like so drained by it by the third time they did that joke.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like it's using it as a joke necessarily. It feels more endearing as like a way to develop the
Yeah,
character to show
yeah.
who she is.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. And anyone else would have just made it joke after joke after joke, and it would have been like, hey, I get it. They use Twitter too much. I get it.
But it felt like that's what I love about all the jokes in here. They don't feel like we're just trying to be funny. It all adds a bit of personality to everything.
Not only does it, yeah, not only to the people, but I mean, within context of the game itself, like when you pick up certain items and certain people call you, and then, like, they breaking the fourth wall, but the character themselves aren't.
Yeah. Like, okay, this doesn't have to do with this, but there is such like an obscure reference that like I think I've only seen one person actually get it.
Oh,
There's a Game Boy Zelda game where you
What?
buy like this wristband of ultimate power and it's shaped like a croissant.
oh,
So in the game,
Oh,
at
yeah,
the
I saw
Spider
that.
Bake Sale in Hotland, there's actually a part where you go, it looks like a wristband of ultimate power. Oh wait, no, it's just a croissant.
I was wondering what that joke was.
Yep, it was a reference to like like a lesser known Zelda title for the Game Boy back in the 90s.
Which one was it?
It was one of, oh my gosh.
Was it the
I
one
know
with the giant egg?
the only thing I remember about it is there were two versions of the game that came out. One was like this red girl that was like fire, and then there's this
Oh,
one that was
yeah.
like this blue girl. She was like water or something. That's all I remember about it.
Huh.
But yeah.
Yeah, they have a lot of great references in
Mhm.
Undertale. They have a lot of great jokes in Undertale, and I especially like the whole thing where certain characters will treat you differently if that you skip their dialogue,
Mm-hmm.
where they'll just be
Wait,
like, "Wow,
really?
you're impatient, jerk."
Wait, I
didn't
never
know
got that.
Yeah. Okay, so when Toriel calls you and is like, "Oh, you wouldn't turn your nose up if I put
You
this
saw it on
sweet,"
your plate.
yeah. If you keep skipping it, she's like, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry for bothering you. I'll just leave." But if you listen through all of it, she's like, "Thank you for being so patient."
Oh my gosh.
And then there's one of the tutorial frogs who's like, "Everyone's always skipping my text." And if you go
See,
through it
that
all,
was the only one that I saw. Just
Oh.
him getting mad that
some of
he
the
skipped his
shopkeeps, Burger Pants does it.
Oh, really?
Burger pants?
Yeah, there's different dialogue options when you say like when you skip some of his stuff versus if you listen to all of it.
Wait. Oh, is Burger Pants the guy that's in the resort selling you like?
Burgers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I never knew his name. I was just like, this guy is like way too happy to be working here.
He's not.
Like this is that I would say that was the most inaccurate or unrealistic thing in the game. Not the monsters of the world around
If you
fact that
listen to if you really try to get that dialogue from him, you see he's a fucking motherfucker.
really.
Yeah, he hates his job. He's like, he tells this story where it's like, this one time I tried to give these girls I like some burgers. I had to sneak them out in my pants, but then the boss came around back while I was taking out the burgers, and then I dropped my pants, and all burgers fell out, and they both saw and laughed at me, and my my manager saw it too. Now everyone
my
calls me
God.
Burger Pants.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
And then
Everything-
if you talk to Caddy and Bratty, if you get one of their dialogue options, they tell the same story where it's like, yeah, we were getting free burgers from this guy, and then he fucking dropped his pants, and the burgers fell out.
See, again, this is what I love about the game. Like every joke, every bit of dialogue feels like it's not only trying to be funny or quirky or like cute, it's also building the world.
Yeah,
So
it's
that way it feels more
It's all
real.
adding to something.
hmm
Yeah,
Now-
it makes it feel like there's more of a culture. To
Now, as
everything.
much as I love the story and as much as I love the characters, we'd be really reminiscent to not talk about the battle system. This kind of like WarioWare-esque
Bullet
hell, yeah, where like every different enemy has their own kind of like bullet hell scenario, and some of them are really funny, some of them are really hard, and some of them are just confusing.
Oh yeah.
What was your favorite fight? Whoever wants to go first.
Okay, I honestly I know are we talking in terms of like the emotions that you were feeling during the fight or like
Which was the most
bullet
fun?
hell?
Which was the most fun like battle
Like
system?
mechanically.
Yeah, which one was the best
I-
mechanic?
To me, I thought it was like the True Lab with all the ghosts.
Ooh, I do like the
Because-
ghosts.
yeah.
Because basically what happens is in the game they subvert your expectations by saying you have to figure out how to like make them not want to fight you, right?
Yeah.
You have to either say something or do something that either like in certain cases it annoys him, like with Ice Cap where you just ignore his hat and then he's just like fine, I'm
Yeah.
leaving. Or like or even things like Frogger where you compliment him and he feels flattered and he's like, oh, that's so nice, now I don't want to fight you.
Yeah.
But here, you like anytime you see an enemy that's like very similar to someone you've already fought, you go into it and it's like, oh wait, none of this is working. What do I do? So I felt like it kept you you know on your toes because you by that point you're already getting used to like, okay, I have to look for like the weakness, sort of like how do I get them to not want to fight me.
Yeah.
But then in here, because they're ghosts, it's so much weirder. So it's so much harder, which I loved.
My favorite enemy is the like snow amalgam that just like none of his attacks hit you, and he just keeps saying cold until he just disappears.
Oh yeah. Oh, I felt so
I love
bad
that
for
dude.
him.
That part is really sad and creepy. Therefore
Yeah.
my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I think I remembered or chose a favorite joke. By the way, this is how long it took.
Ooh.
But I think my favorite joke is the instant noodles.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
in battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's so
God.
great.
I was saving those for so long because I thought like, oh, there's only one of them. It must be like a really good item. So I'm like at like the bare end of the game, and, like I'm gonna crack out these noodles, and it takes so long. It's like draws it out for so long, and it only heals 1 hit point.
Oh my god, it's
Good.
so funny.
Yeah,
I love it too because it's kind of a subtle punishment because you're stealing them from Alfie's lab, so it's sort of like a punishment, like shame on you, you should not have taken them. Now
yeah.
you have to wait.
I really like that one quote unquote punishment is when at the very start of the game when you see that bowl of candy and it says take one. If you go back and take a second one,
yes.
it just says in quotations, "You monster."
Did you take a third or a fourth?
No, does it change again?
Oh, okay. I think you can only take 3, and then the candy bowl falls over, and when you interact with it, it just says, "Now look what you've done."
This is why we can't have nice things.
Wow,
Oh my gosh.
that's a great game. I actually speaking of, oh wait, Sarah, did you say your favorite fight?
No, mine was probably actually Azrael.
Oh, yeah.
It was just so much fun. Like the emotions and the mechanics of like
Bringing
trying
everyone
desperately
back.
to avoid it, but it being impossible.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. It was a great work in futility.
And, oh my goodness, it was
Can I
just
just
it was
say
beautiful.
one thing about that fight?
Yeah.
One thing I really like about that fight is how the but it refused thing. Just how like when you die, it'll just say but it refused and bring you back to the beginning
Yeah.
instead of like having you.
Oh yeah,
Because
I was crying.
First of all, it works as like an emotional booster.
Yeah.
Thing,
Mhm.
and like a thematic thing. But then it also works as like a mechanic, you know.
Mm.
It's like so you don't have to go back and through all the dialogue things and reload your game and everything. It just like keeps it flowing because I feel
Yeah,
like
the story.
the worst thing about really intense boss fights or like really emotional boss fights that like the whole game's been leading up to is when you die to it and then you have to go through like back through it over again and again and it just kind of loses the momentum, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the
That kinda
thing about Undertale. Like it felt like it was, I don't know, like it was really happening. Like everything, like Flowey remembering everything that you've done, and
Yeah. Not only Flowey, but like unconsciously, a lot of the other characters sort of remember stuff.
right, yeah,
We're on second playthroughs, like. When you meet Sans and Paprius for the first time again, the Paprius is like, this is sort of familiar.
Mhm.
Yeah, and Toriel, there's a bunch of different lines with her, and the fight with Asgore, when you can talk to him, it's like you've killed me once before, or like you.
Oh yeah, when you talk to him to try and get his
yeah,
attack and
and
defense lowered.
I died to him like maybe 10 times. I don't
Yeah.
even know. But he was
Mhm.
he eventually was like, I've killed you so many times I can't even count
Yeah,
the time.
too many times to count.
Yeah, too many times to count. It was just
Mhm.
like that's what really left an impression on me because I've never played a game where all the characters remember all of your actions, and that just makes everything so much more important, every move you make.
Yeah, down to some like really basic things, like at the start of the game when you're just doing like tutorial choices, and
Yeah,
they bring
speaking of
stuff up.
tutorial choices, the third frog that says if you're able to spare them, then their name will be yellow. And if you say that that's not cool, then it'll change to blue and it'll be blue forever or something like that. Yep.
Whoa,
So it's just every little small decision that you make affects the game.
that's
Oh, yeah.
crazy. I didn't even
And-
know.
Yep.
Yeah, and can I just say that like Azrael slash Flowey is probably not one of the best villains I've seen in the game, but like one of the best villains I've seen in anything lately.
Oh yeah.
Like
Right.
he is so creepy, but at the same time you feel so sorry for him because like at the end of the day, he genuinely like cannot understand like he genuinely cannot understand like the way that like the monsters and humans like feel emotion, you know?
Yeah,
And
It's
then
sad.
and then Azrael, like you get to him and he's the most powerful thing in like the entire universe at this point. And then you find out his motivation is just he just wants his friend back.
Yeah.
And that's like, oh, that's like one of the most powerful things you can do. It's so simple, but it's so effective.
well,
Right,
not
and
only that,
that's why it's. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
it kind of played on that thing that like Animal Crossing played on, where it was like, oh, if you leave, all these people are gonna miss you. Like in like the game itself is like this living entity, and the people in it are like going to continue on past like you're finishing it, and
That's
like
like-
that whole thing. It's like,
especially in recent years, there's been a lot of games coming out that are like the whole meta approach
mm-hmm,
and just like playing with like fourth wall expectations and everything, and like purposefully crashing your game and adding new files and remembering stuff. And
yeah,
it's got to the point like where stuff like the Stanley Parable doesn't really like impress me anymore. But Undertale uses it in a way that assists story and character.
yeah. All these other ones just kind of do it for the sake of breaking the fourth wall.
It's cool because it's meta. It's the same sort of thing that I guess like I think Deadpool does it a little bit better, but it has been a huge problem where it's just like it's cool because it's meta and self-referential. Wow.
Yeah,
But I felt like in Undertale it actually serves to make everything feel like
A
way more
universe.
intense. Yeah.
The Undertale's like the only time that like that stuff has been used where I've like had to tell myself like, all right, this is just a game. Still, it's okay. It's just a game.
Yeah.
It's not. It like really. It's the only game that really like reaches outside of the fourth wall for me.
Right,
Yeah.
and that's why so many
Big
people have
bits.
been reluctant to play the genocide run. I've noticed. That's what. I
Yeah,
wish
never
I would've
did.
started with genocide.
Oh, do you guys
I-
want to know an interesting little fact?
Ooh,
All right,
Okay,
factoid time.
I learned this secondhand. Might not be completely true. I
Okay.
don't know the source on this,
Mhm.
but apparently the version of the Flowey boss that is in the game is a toned down version, and
man.
they actually had to make it less horrifying because the original intent was they wanted it to be so horrifying that players would just want to close the game and never come back.
I'm
Really?
gonna.
So you'd have to be determined enough to want
Yeah.
to finish it.
Ooh.
Let it scare you.
You know
away.
what I'm gonna guess? If that is true, Flowey probably looked a lot more like a vagina.
Probably.
I'm gonna guess that gaping mouth jaw was a lot more H.R. Geiger-esque.
Yeah.
I love that boss so much.
Oh my god, it's still a terrifying boss. Like, I was not expecting that.
He comes out of nowhere. It's the best.
Okay, so my story about that was I was like almost done Undertale at like it must have been like 5 in the morning, and I hadn't slept yet, and I was like, I'm gonna beat it, I'm gonna fucking beat it, and then it crashed on me as Flowey was going on to his final thing, and I just kind of sat there for a few minutes like, no.
Did you think the game actually crashed?
Yeah, I
And
thought
then
the game
you forgot?
actually crashed, so I put it down for like a week.
Yep,
Just like, I
thought the
couldn't.
same thing.
I couldn't go on. I was so far ahead, like I didn't want to, I thought it was going to restart me again. So I picked it up and like a week later, it's like, hey, wait a minute. This isn't it deleted my file. What the hell? It's like, no, what the hell? So I'm like, oh, fine, I'll play a new game. And then I open it up, and it's like, wait a minute, this isn't the same open. And then Flowey's like final form comes out, and I was like, oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
No, my favorite thing about it is that like when you open it up again for the first time, like after it crashes,
Yeah.
it plays the intro again, but it's different. Which fun fact, the intro that plays during that scene where it's actually like a different monster instead of like a tiny Turiel or like Azrael or whoever it is in the intro.
Yeah.
That's actually the original game's opening. Like if you play the demo, it has like the Mike Wazowski looking demon. standing
yeah.
next to the kid.
Hey,
Don't make fun of him.
Oh
all
no,
sorts of
I would never make
factoids
fun
in
of
here.
him. So anyways, I love the fact that like it plays like that and you're like, okay, wait, what? And then the game like starts freezing and like your toolbar, like if I don't know if you guys play this on Macs, but if any of you played it on a Mac, your toolbar on the top of your screen actually starts glitching, so it's all just like gibberish,
Oh, whoa.
and you feel like it's genuinely breaking, and you're like, what? Oh my god, what did I just do? Is this game just like a prank game where it's like it builds you up to this whole thing and then it just gives you a virus?
Make
That's
me
what I
pay
thought.
$10 for a virus.
No, exactly. That would be genius. It's like, wow, he gets to be a dick and get paid for it.
As long as it was
Genius.
like really easy to uninstall that virus, maybe.
Oh god, yeah. that's
Maybe.
true. Oh man, like even I know he probably would never. I would love to see like, because I know like, this game is like his baby. Like
Yeah.
this is his I don't know, magnum opus. There we go. I guess you could call it. And I
This
really
is
want to
his
see where he goes
son.
from here. You know, his name's Toby Fox, right?
Yeah.
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 I really want to see where he goes in terms of like, is he going to make a sequel called Undertale? Tool? Actually, that's a terrible name. Don't do
Yeah.
that.
Toby,
It's the new
if you're
Tool album coming
Toby,
soon.
Toby, if you're listening, don't listen to Jake. Jake has bad ideas about your games. Don't.
Yeah, you should sell it. You should sell the game to EA, and then they'll give you DLC that doesn't work, and you're paying like 3 times the price for content that should just be in the game in the first place. You should
Yeah.
totally do that.
Speaking of
over
which,
to-
EA, if you're listening, fuck you for making me pay $49 for the premium upgrade for Battlefield 4. I hate you, but I love your game.
No, okay, sorry,
Get
side note.
enough.
I'm really pissed off that EA is doing Battlefront. Anyways,
Yeah.
no, I really want to see where he goes next in terms of.
Honestly, I think there's going to be an Undertale sequel.
You think so?
Either that or a prequel.
Because I feel like a prequel would be less likely, just because.
I feel like a prequel would be more likely because I don't know where they could go from here besides like what's going on the outer world.
Yeah.
Well,
But
here's what I was thinking. If in terms of a sequel, you could switch it up, and instead of playing a human in the monster world, you could play a monster adjusting to the human world.
That might be
Ooh,
fun.
Switch
that
it
would
up.
be cool.
yeah,
Oh,
and
it's like,
like
you know what I think? Maybe that would happen, and it's like the party of like Asgore, Toriel, Paprius, Sans, Undyne, Alphys, and you, and you're like traveling across the waste, being like, okay, how do we? It's like you're trying to find like humanity, but there's like you're in the
Right.
monster forest or whatever.
right.
Could be. Who knows? All I'm hoping is Toby Fox, please make more games. Whatever the games may be, just make more of them.
Please, Toby, please come to my house. I'll make you a free cup of tea. I'll make you a smoothie. I'll put an extra pineapple for you.
I'll
So-
I'll take you to the local cafe. You can get your own coffee. You can pay for it yourself.
So, Sarah, go back to what
You got
were
all that
saying.
fucking Undertale money you
What was
expect me
that?
to pay?
You can
So,
fucking
Sarah, to go
fly out. Toby,
Okay, so-
please fly out
so-
to my house and buy your own coffee.
Yeah, please fly to my house so we can talk. I'm not paying for room, board, food, or drink, or transportation, but you should totally do it.
Actually, you gotta pay me.
You gotta pay me if you want to. Okay.
But yeah,
Anyways, Sarah, to go back to what you were saying, I feel like a prequel would be less likely just because they're actually okay. Without going too much into it, if you play the game in genocide mode, typing in the name Chara, which is Chara,
yeah,
when you type it in, it says the true name because that's the name of the first human to ever fall into the underground. It's actually, if you play the genocide run with that name, you actually learn a lot about what happened before.
oh crazy.
And I feel like by making a sequel, it would, pun intended, undermine a lot of like what he did there of like he put in all this work to make this like secret side story that you could only find out if you played the game a certain way. But then if you did a prequel, it would just be like, ha, psych to all those people that like tried to find out this story like the hard way. Screw you!
Right.
Now you gotta buy my
Right.
game again. You know?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. I see what you're saying, but I don't
mean,
know. I think it works best as a standalone in that case. If all of the backstory is learned through repeat playthroughs, I don't think that there's even a reason to make a sequel or a prequel. You're right, but
Well, I mean,
I just
like,
don't.
Because
Go ahead.
I'd rather see him do an original story again, or like
Yeah, I agree.
maybe adapt Undertale into like another medium. Because I know this is probably just me being a total nerd and having pipe dreams, but
Yeah.
I would love a TV show.
You know what's funny? When I first played this, I thought this was in like the same universe as like Cave Story. It just
Really?
it looks so similar. And it's got the same thing where it's like you're lost in a big dark cave and like you find a secret civilization in there. I thought it was part of the same universe and like there was just a billion fucking caves in that universe and they all had something weird in them.
Interesting. I never knew that.
Well, I'm not saying it as like a fact. I just thought of it because like the art style looked the same. They have similar concepts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They both kind of got that anime monster motif going on.
Anna Monster.
Yeah, with humanity kind of on the outside trying to get in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe
Gotcha.
Toby Fox is just a fan of Undertale. Or maybe, yeah, he's definitely a fan of his own game. But
Yeah, he's definitely a fan. No, like if you look at it, it's his like complete baby. Like he actually made this
He loves
passionate
it.
plea for like, hey guys, like I noticed that like some of you have been making like merchandise of all this stuff, but if you're selling it, like, can you please not?
Pay me, motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, like it's at first I was like, oh, he just wants money, but then you start reading his stuff, and it's like he just wants to make sure that if someone starts selling merchandise off of his like IP, that it's done right.
Yeah.
Because like if you look at all the stuff that's been made that people have been like selling outside of like one-time commissions and stuff, it's not the greatest.
I do like that one tweet where he's like, I support anyone making Undertale porn of anybody in that game. Fucking Burger Pants? I don't care. Do it.
Hey, that's what they're gonna be doing when because porn because they're gonna be doing it in the. Anyway,
I got a friend who's really into Burger Pants.
Kickstarter.com
Wants to
fund
get
the
in those-
Undertale porno live
Oh, excuse
action.
me. Excuse me.
do
No,
it.
that's Patreon material.
Oh, I'm sorry.
that's more consistent work.
Yeah. Pay me $30 a month to see a picture of a dick and a boobie. You could do it. That's what you want, right? That's true art.
Okay, to side note,
Yeah.
does anyone else like check people's Patreons just to see how much they're making a month? 'Cause
Sometimes
I do that every time I see a Patreon link. I don't know why.
I put up a
Just
Patreon
curious.
and then completely forgot I made it because no one wanted anything from me.
I haven't been on Patreon for a while. I had to kind of like cancel all the money I was giving people because I'm broke as shit.
Ah, that
It
sucks.
feels bad because I just want to give everyone money, but like
Yeah.
You could
I-
give
I
me
have to-
money.
Did any of them like, dude, Patreon, more like Hatreon?
Hatred. That's for the guys who made the hatred.
Oh God.
It's like, hey, do you agree with anti-Semitism? Please fund us.
Oh God. So, anyways, Undertale is definitely a anti-Semitic game.
Oh,
Speaking of
absolutely. Especially on the genocide run.
Like, dude, like,
Just Papyrus
ow.
coming in and he's like, hey, have you heard the word of Judaism? And
Dude,
then
no,
and
it's
then
totally-
fucking Asgore comes in, he's like 9.
dude,
Anyways,
It's totally
Chance,
Italian
do you have
shaming.
other topics to talk about?
Yeah, World War II.
yeah.
How about that Hitler?
I really think this game is just really offensive because it's just Italian shaming. Like, of course, the skeleton loves pasta because he's clearly Italian.
He's clear.
So offensive.
I always thought he
Italians.
looked like the Revenant.
fuck
Papyrus
all
looked like the
Italians, I'm
Revenant
saying
from
it right
Doom.
now. Keeping the record straight, all Italians suck. Terrible. 0 out of 10.
You hear that, Rocco Bodie? You suck.
Rocco Bodie's Italian.
Oh yeah, you better
Dude,
believe
this
Bodie.
game gets a Mega 64 out of 10.
Wow.
Oh,
That makes me feel slightly better about being Italian.
It's beautiful.
Rocco has redeemed my heritage.
Thank you, Mega 64. If you're listening, I really like your videos. Please hire me. Please hire me.
Hey,
Just do
Toby
stuff.
Fox, if you're listening to this, I know people that work for Nickelodeon.
We already told him not to take your ideas.
Please make a show.
I don't
Please make
know.
a show.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd want Toby Fox to make a show.
See, well,
Not
my
on
whole thing is like,
Nickelodeon, at
I think he
least.
could make. I think if anyone could do it, I don't think we need it. If it's just like a pipe dream of mine, like, oh my gosh, like me.
Okay. I would really like to see what he would do with like a legitimate bullet hell game.
RPGs, like, stuff like that. So I think that if he translated into like a visual medium, like not film, but like TV, he could start playing with like the tropes of like television shows, and I think that would be a lot of fun too.
Maybe if he worked on like Steven Universe, I could see him like doing some art stuff and things for that.
That would be cool too if
Yeah.
they brought him on as a writer, and then
Or just worked with Rebecca Sugar on something.
well, what I was thinking is the whole thing he could do is how there's like Gravity Falls, like
Yeah.
the creator of that originally worked for Adventure Time, and then he talked to Pennant Award like, hey, I want to get this show made, so Pennant Award's like, I'll help you get it, like pitch it to networks, and then
Yeah.
he got the show.
Then he got like Strong Bad on there.
What?
He got Strong Bad on Gravity Falls.
Strong Bad is in the voice of Strong Bad, or the
Yeah.
actual character Strong Bad?
No, not the character, the guy.
Oh, okay, one of the brothers chaps.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Because I know they work on I know they work on those shows now. That's like their thing, and that's why they don't do Amazon. Anyways, Undertale. I have a question.
Yeah.
What time did you guys cry the most?
Oh, as soon as I got to Asgore's castle and all those monsters were giving me the backstory, I started crying.
Oh, man.
I like
that song, man. That's
when
what does it.
not only the song, but like I started crying when I started seeing like the house is the exact same Toriel
Yes,
had.
and when you're in the house, in the hallway at the mirror, when you look at the mirror and it says, despite everything,
You're still the
still
same.
you.
It's still you. I was like,
Oh.
Existential,
My
just
heart.
it was so sad.
I'd have to say, like, the moment for me was when Azrael was just like, I miss my friend. I miss like being like you being there for me. I miss us playing together. So just like let me win, so that way we can keep going forever, because this is the only way that we could ever interact again. It's so like it's one of those things where it's like all this whole game you've been like playing, you've been building up to this like intense climax, and then you find out the reason why he's doing all this, and it's so like it's so
sad.
it's so simple, but it's so effective.
Yeah.
Like that motivation is just like he just wants to see his friend again. That's like, oh,
It's like
He really
like,
plays with that
honestly-
weird timeline thing they got going on too.
honestly
Like,
for
I
real.
have a-
It's like
uh-huh.
it's like the most humility I've ever seen in a game. Like maybe even more than Earthbound.
Yeah.
It's just
Like-
it's such a human game.
Like-
It's too relatable.
Yeah.
It's the most. Oh man, I don't know. I got no words. Oh man.
Okay, I got another topic for us. The music.
Oh,
It's great.
goodness.
And the
Spider
story.
Dance is one of the
Boom.
best things.
Yeah, Spider Dance is really great. I don't know who told me, but someone told me some of that stuff was made on like Mario Music Maker or whatever.
Oh, yeah, no,
Mario Paint.
No, I think I don't know if I told you or somebody else, but I told somebody that the song for when you first encounter the Dog Knight, the that's all Mario Paint.
Nice.
That's all. Like he used Mario Paint. He either used Mario Paint, the actual like program, like the actual game, or sound effects from the game's library to make it. But you can totally tell there's some stuff in there.
Yeah. Hear that, Snide? There's
Yeah.
hope for you yet.
I know. My whole new album is just gonna be all Mario Paint and grindcore.
What are you talking about? All your albums
Alright.
have been Mario Paint.
You heard it here first, folks. Well, that's just because I don't know how to music. That's not an aesthetic choice.
Oh, come
That's
on,
just I
you make
literally
great
do not
music.
know how to make soft synth sound good. I'm just like, oh, MIDI tuba. That sounds excellent. I'm gonna put that in there. Fuck it.
I remember. I remember when you sent me that MIDI file of Smash Mouth All Star.
That
Oh,
was a
God.
while. Oh man, that was so much fun.
The best.
You also
ever is the Cowboy Bebop theme song.
No, Snide made this really great one where he took the Tim and Eric crackers and snacks and made it dubstep.
Oh God. Oh, that's terrible. That's so bad. But
It was
love
great. Do you remember that, Snide?
I remember it like I released that like just after my new album came out. I just like put it on like Tumblr Audio, and then it got like more attention than the album ever did. It got
Aww.
I think like 40 something notes, which isn't even much. But I was like, God damn it!
I remember that one guy who thought it was like a Homestuck character.
Okay, so one thing I wanted to say about the music is one of the things I love about it is
Yeah.
like its inconsistency.
Yes.
Like if you listen to it, it's not just all using chiptune. It's not all using like instrumental or like just piano. It's using like either those like by themselves or it's using combinations of all three, and it's fantastic. Like one point, like the Temi, you go from like music like the Temi Village music
Oh, yes.
to like just the simplistic acoustic guitar when you're walking through the old house of Asgore and Turiel.
Mm-hmm.
And then you finally come back, and it's this like orchestral chiptune mix when you're fighting Azrael in the perfect ending. And it's just like he didn't care about it felt like he was more worried about emotionally like.
Oh,
what's
yeah,
the most
definitely.
effective thing here? What's the most effective like type of sound that I could use in here?
You know what
where
my
they're, like,
favorite
yeah.
was? Metaton's fight scene. Because
Oh, you mean-
the whole glamour of it all, just like the theatrics of it all, the trumpets, the...
Mhm.
Oh, it was so fun.
But then
I
once
loved
you
it so
finally
much.
finish the fight, it goes back to like this like slightly melancholy, bittersweet like
Yeah, we're all gonna
Gee,
miss you,
damn,
Metaton.
where it's like if you leave Metaton, I will literally die.
I'll go fucking kill myself, Metaton.
Dude, you and then Metaton's like, or if Sans were there, he would have been like, "This sounds like a ton of pressure on you, man."
Ha ha ha.
Haha.
Ha ha ha.
But
Hee hee hee. Yeah. I really like Metaton as a character. I didn't think I would like them as much as I did. Like,
You
they
like
really
that,
changed, because when they started, they were so earthbound.
hmm
They were just like this big hunk of metal that gave you quizzes, and I thought, oh man, I really don't want them to come back. And then every time they came back, it was a different gimmick, and I was like, wow, it just keeps getting better and better.
what I like about Metaton is like, I think the most interesting quality about Metaton is they're an extension of Alphys. Like if you really think
Really?
about it, it's kind. Well, it's okay. The way I felt about
I
it, it
think
felt like it
it's-
was everything Alphys wanted to be. You know, popular, like famous. She
Yeah.
got to be on adventures in TV, and she realized, well, if she couldn't, she could make like someone that could. You know.
Well, I guess that's there, but I kind of
That
saw
makes sense. That's
Metaton
weird.
more as he kind of grew past what Alphys made
Does-
them.
Yeah.
Well, Metaton is.
Well,
like,
that's the problem. Is like they
Alpheus
went to-
didn't make Metaton. Alpheus made Metaton's body.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Uh,
You didn't.
Wait.
Metaton's a ghost.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Wait,
Did you go?
what?
Yeah. Did you go in Metaton's house?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh,
gone in
I
their
didn't.
house.
Okay, Snide, spoil it for everybody.
Okay. If you buy the key from Bratty and Catty, it's like $600, and then go back to that house that's locked next to Nazda Blue. That was you find out that was Metaton's house, and that Metaton used to be a ghost.
Yeah, I found that out because they had that one line that related them to the other ghost.
Yeah.
I forget what it
Evil-
was. They were talking about like that one mixtape that Ghost made. And like,
Oh, you mean Napstablook?
yeah, Napstablook.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was something like Metaton kept listening to that or something.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
How-
can I ask
Yeah.
favorite characters?
Oh.
Oh.
Okay,
Oh.
it's a really big toss up between Undyne and like second version Metaton.
Nice.
I mean, Undyne has some really solid lines, some great battle music, and a really cool character design. But Metaton has also a really amazing character design, but their posing and like the way they move in that fight is just, it cracks me up every time.
You mean the fact that they never stop boosting? They're always doing this like dramatic like ooh pose.
Yeah, they're like flailing their legs everywhere. They're always like mugging for the camera.
It's so great. Well, what I love is that you as the player have to do the same thing, and like the only option that you can do that do anything and like say you're not gonna hit me at all, or like do a dramatic like sensual pose.
Oh
and the
yeah,
audience is
I was so
"Ooh."
bad at that fight. I would always be like, I'm not gonna get hit once, and then immediately fail. It's like, damn it!
Oh man.
Why'd it have to be the exploding blocks?
All right, I figured out my favorite character.
Oh
Trick question. They're all equally great.
no, I disagree.
No, that's a cop out.
I disagree.
I can't. I legitimately can't decide. I think they're all interesting in their own right.
They're all great. One of the
Well,
best things
they're
about
all
Undertale as a
interesting, and
whole-
that's what's good about them. But what's the most interesting?
I mean,
Yeah.
on it.
the best things about Undertale, like as a whole, is that there's really not a character that you can't just point to, like any other screen cap, any of the lines of dialogue in that game, and someone out there is going to be like, oh, that's me. That relate to that.
True.
It's like
Yeah.
every character is just like, oh, yep, that's me. I've done this before.
Okay, so I'd say if I had to pick one character, it would be Alfie's, and it's for that exact reason.
Yeah.
Because
I
it's like,
feel-
oh,
Well,
I
for that
relate to
reason.
so much.
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
For that reason, then Napstablook is
I
like
think
me. That's my
I-
character.
I'm definitely most like Napstablook.
Napstablook and Undyne are my favorite characters.
Yo, same. I think because Napstablook is who I am, and Undyne is who I want to be / want to marry.
Right.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That is my fish wife. Not
Hey,
all
that's
you
my
get your
fish
hand-
wife.
Get your
That's
fucking hands off
that is
my
my.
wife.
Get your
I'm gonna
hands off
kiss
my
her.
fish wife.
She's married to both of you. This sounds pretty. Fishy.
I don't know. Oh god, I forgot. I said Undyne and Metaton, but Sans is a pretty cool guy. He is a pretty up there guy. I think the way he looks after Paprius is just so adorable, and how much they like really care. They look like they're being lazy, but a lot of it is just preventative measures for like bad things to happen.
No, my favorite part about Sans is the fact that he's actually, I'd say he's the most powerful character in the entire game.
Oh yeah.
But the fact that he's so like unwilling to use that power, partially out of responsibility, part because he's just lazy.
Yeah, he doesn't want to have a life of fighting.
It also
Yeah, no,
leads
I
on
love
that
that.
Sans knows a lot more than
Then he lets
you
on.
do, or than he leads on. Yeah, it's just like wow. Is he, like the have you guys seen Sans Lab?
Sans lab?
Sans lab?
Sans
Yeah,
has a
you guys-
lab?
Okay. Another
my God.
deep lore factoid. If you
Ugh.
in the hallway where you talk to Sans at the end of the game,
Okay.
if you keep reloading your save after you talk to him the first time, you'll get new dialogue where he recognizes you as a time traveler, and he'll end up giving you the key to his room.
Are you flipping kidding me?
Ow.
No, this is for real, and he has a lab with a secret machine under wraps and like pictures of him with a bunch of other like science people.
Oh my
It's like,
God.
what's going on here?
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that?
You found
game
all the
is-
good stuff.
This
Well, I
game
didn't
is
find
such-
it. I like what I did. I just like look up a bunch of Undertale stuff, and
Oh, you're one of those people.
well, I want to know all the shit.
You don't play the game, you watch it.
Ugh, I did as much as I could.
I know.
I'll
I'm
almost
joking.
figure
I'm
it out.
joking. But yeah, I played that game 3 times over. I think I'm gonna have to play it a 4th time over now. Cause I really
Well,
want to
okay.
see Sans Lab.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might have to play it a third time because of that. It weirded me out because everyone said like, oh, if you do like the true reset in the game, if you want to play again, it's not like you don't get, it's a different version of the game, and I never got that. Like I just finished playing it a second time, and it's like, this feels about the same.
There's minute changes in dialogue. That's pretty much
remembers
it.
Some stuff.
Oh, it's literally just like this all seems familiar or something like that.
Hmm.
I thought it was gonna be like Flowey comes up and is like, why would you do this to us? Why would you make us like relive all this pain and suffering again?
But Flowey is all about that.
I know, but like the way everyone was talking, I was expecting that, and I played the game, and it was just more like, I think I've met you before, and it's like, oh, is that it? I mean, if it is, cool. It's just people were building this up for no reason.
I don't know. I think it's pretty good. I think the more we think about the Undertale universe, the bigger it seems. But we got to remember it is kind of just like a 4 to 5 hour RPG with some pretty good writing.
Pretty good. I'd say it's fantastic writing.
I don't know if I'd say fantastic.
Do you hear that, Toby?
Right.
He just said it was pretty good. I said it was fantastic.
Toby, you make a really good game with some pretty good dialogue, some pretty good writing,
It's
some
perfect.
some really good art. I wouldn't say it's perfect. What I would say is some of those levels and with some of those puzzles, man, they just I don't know, they weren't doing it for me. Some of them kind of seemed like way too trial and error.
You're doing the like nitpicky Metacritic thing where you can't just be like, "Yep, it's perfect, it's great."
Nothing's perfect.
No,
Every-
I'd say it's a
Everything
9.9.
is perfect.
I would say it is a solid 8.
Everything is either perfect or fucking garbage. And Undertale is perfect, and I want Undyne
Everything's
to kick me in the
garbage.
dick and kill me.
All right. Well,
Could we move that to a topic then? What are your criticisms of Undertale? Because all I hear is
Okay.
good.
yeah,
And personally, I can't find anything wrong with it, but Chance seems to have something.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm not
chances
saying
that's
it's a bad
problem.
game. I'm not saying it has any major criticisms. I'm just saying some of those box puzzles in the lab level kind of seemed like a padding out method. It seemed less like it was there to do anything with the story or do anything with the characters. It really just seemed like it was an excuse to make the game longer by making them lock mechanics to get to the next area.
Mhm.
Wow, Chance, so how dare you have a different opinion from us with like kind of accurate points? Like, how dare you? You are literally
You're
Satan.
You're
I
a
mean-
Undertale fan as well. Undyne is marrying me, not
I'm
you.
kicked off
They
from
have-
my own
they have an
podcast.
undying loyalty to the game.
Hey, I really like that game. I'm glad I bought it. I'm glad I paid $10 for it. Heck, I would have paid $20 for this game.
No, I will say I totally understand where you're coming from. I could totally get why someone would think that. Literally, the only nitpick that I have is like, it kind of annoyed me slightly that at the end, like all the characters that you met so far in the game had some weird, like minor or loose connection to each other, and I was like, I don't know, something about that just annoyed me slightly, but I got over it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I
Like the
mean,
whole
they're
thing where,
living
like, Sanji-
in the
What?
underground together, so they would all have some kind of connection with each
Kinda
other.
makes
You know,
sense
I
that
kind of
everyone
felt
really
like
knows
that.
each other,
Yeah.
you know?
I kind of felt
No,
like it had that small town syndrome going on where everyone knows each other just because it's such a
Well,
closed
that's
in
another
place.
level of like relating to the viewer because I know most people they don't live in like a big city where you don't know anyone.
They don't live in
You're always gonna live-
Boston.
Yeah, in like a small town, so you know everyone. But
Well,
Mhm.
okay, I want to go back to just like the game in general again, because one of the things I loved about it was it combines so many genres. Like I love things like Back to the Future is my favorite movie because one of the reasons why is combines like all these different genres, and with Undertale it combines like it's like at sometimes it's like a horror game with supernatural elements, other times it's just like a comedy, other times it's like sci-fi, you know. It has like all these different elements from different like genres of games and like movies and storytelling, and I love the fact that it implemented and combined them all in a like near perfect. It felt like to me.
Yeah. I would
Like,
definitely
never-
say the game design is absolutely solid. There's nothing wrong I can really say other than there are some of those models where like their parts clip in ways that clearly they weren't supposed to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah.
a criticism.
I mean, Temmie was obviously a joke, but like
mhm.
I noticed some on the spider one. A lot of those moving ones had some like the arms and shoulders clipped in weird ways.
Mhm.
Or like the face models were clearly like an overlay rather than a part of the character.
Oh,
But yeah.
Going back to secrets, did anyone play the secret boss that was like an armadillo person that was really shy and like awkward, and He like literally the whole fight is just he bumps into you and he's trying to apologize by drawing a picture of you.
I heard that was
I've
a
seen
Kickstarter
video
thing.
of it, but I haven't played it.
Yeah, it's literally just like a secret thing that's in Hotland that you can walk into, and it's an art club meeting just in the middle of nowhere in Hotland. And this armadillo person walks in and is like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry," and then he just crashes into you, and it cuts to black, and you start a fight with him. And the whole thing is like he's accidentally like hitting you with his tail and like throwing trash at you, but it's all like all accidental. Like he's not trying to genuinely attack you, and it's
Nah.
like amazing.
Hey, I got a question. Did anyone
Uh-huh.
here kill Papyrus on any of their runs?
Absolutely not.
No, I
Never.
actually even when I started playing the first time before I realized my mistake, I never killed Papyrus. Never.
Yeah, I I remember I saw one video where someone did it. It's like, wait, that was an option?
Mm-hmm.
I never even thought like, yeah,
He's probably the most difficult boss in the whole game. Like
he is pretty hard.
Because I think he's purposefully you're not supposed to be able to beat him. So I don't know.
Because
I
they
don't-
want you to lose at least once, so then you can experience like the jail in their garage.
I love that. I lost a second time, and he was like, we'll make the accommodations better, and then you go to the dog food, and it just says someone cut up a hot dog in this.
Oh yeah. By the way, did
didn't
anyone
know
ever
about
go into
this.
Sans room
Yeah.
in here?
No.
Oh, wait, not Sans room. No.
Yeah, you can. I
Snide.
found out.
Snide said he did, didn't you, with the
How
secret
do
lab?
you get into
Talked
his
about
room?
I don't know. I just wanted to
talked
ask.
about this.
Yeah,
You gotta,
Snide just told you how.
Oh,
like
that's the lab.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
You buy
okay.
the
Never
key
mind
from
then.
Katie and Brady.
no,
I
I
thought
thought
that
that
was
was.
Oh,
Metatons.
fuck.
How did you get in the Sans room?
Okay, he gives you the key to his room, and then in his room is the key to the lab.
Yeah, you
Is
said
it
like you
that?
have to reload
do
a
you get-
certain amount of times
Oh,
before you fight
yeah.
Asgore, and he's like, "Oh, you're a time traveler."
Oh, you're a time traveler, eh?
What do you turn into Cartman?
You're a time traveler.
Hey guys, you hanging around with my little bro? He's pretty
And
cool,
then-
right?
No. You know what he says when he gives you the keys? Like, you know what? Screw you guys. I'm going home. Here's
Screw
the
you
keys.
guys, I'm going to Grillby's.
I'm going Grillby's. No, Cartman Sands would totally go to Grillby's. He totally
Dude,
would.
you got chicken wings? I want chicken wings.
Oh, okay. Another favorite joke of mine is when you're in Grillby's and you go to the bartender. He said he'd offer you a glass of water, but he doesn't touch the stuff.
Yeah,
I love
a
that.
good
I really like when you go into the dog playing poker against himself. He's playing poker against himself. It looks like he's losing.
Oh no, another one.
Then
in
he
Grillby's
finally
is-
wins after you defeat.
Yeah.
Also,
Mhm.
Also, there was an Easter egg with him. If the more you pet him in that one fight when his head gets really tall, afterwards at the snow part, yeah, he builds more snow sculptures based on how many times you pet him.
Oh.
So like if you pet him like 1,000,000 times and his head is like halfway across the map,
Then
he makes like a
becomes so
million
determined.
sculptures. Yeah, he was
Okay.
so determined.
Okay, do you guys remember the part in Snowden? Did you guys ever come across just like a fishing line abandoned in the middle of like the river?
Yeah, that one.
Yes, that was the fish from Grillby's.
Yeah, it was the fish from. That's one of my favorite moments. Is the fish from Grillby's that's like, someone once told me there's plenty of fish in the sea, so I'm gonna catch me one. That's right, I'm gonna catch me a fish in the sea. I'm literally going to make out with a fish.
that fish and
I never
the
put the
octopus
two.
creature from that
Uh-huh.
long hallway
Yeah.
in the starry area.
Onion
They-
sand.
They should get onion sand. They should get together. Yeah,
Onion
that'd be
sand.
cute. I hope onion sand. is it.
What's the term for octopi? Cephalopods?
I think, or
Yeah,
no, that's like squid,
that's
isn't it?
squid. Yeah,
Oh.
that's squid.
Then what's an octopus?
I think it's just octopus.
It's obviously a type of
They're not
fish.
octopus. Jeez.
I don't think they're fish.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Well,
funny.
maybe they're both cephalopods. I don't know.
Is it
believe they're
all
both
underwater creatures, or
cephalopods.
does
Let
he
me,
just want to make out with like specifically fish?
No, he says I'm literally going to make out with a fish.
Okay, so onion sand's out of the question because they're not a fish. What a shame.
I'd say if that character's willing to make out with a fish, I think their standards are pretty open.
There are a bunch of monsters. Maybe it's just like his thing. Like someone else is out there. Like I want that rabbit lady.
Dude, I would have loved to have seen like in Hotland like there was like those
What
clubs
if he
in
just-
Vegas where it's like negative 12 degrees and you go in and you have to wear like a burqa.
Do you think he had a thing for Undyne?
Who?
Mr. I want to make out with the fish.
Oh, probably. How great would have an alternate ending would that be? Like, if you don't beat the game with the perfect ending, it's like...
Yeah, if you
Undyne
don't get
settles for this
Alphys
guy from
and
Metal
Undyne
Gear.
together, it's the fish guy.
No,
It's
that
the
could have
Birdman
been
and
a-
her.
There could have been a thing, because at one point, if you talk to Undyne in she's in Snowden, before you can get the letter from her,
Yeah.
she's like, let's go to Grillby's, and Papyrus is like, no, I have standards.
I'm on the cephalopod Wikipedia page. I'm learning a lot.
Oh.
Fish guy.
Okay, so it is just a subclass of mollusk, and octopuses and squids do fit under there, and
Knew it.
cuttlefish in addition,
I love cuttlefish. They're pretty tasty.
They're so
and
cute.
the chambered nautilus.
Dude, I'm gonna buy a buddy.
That's my favorite
body
Harry
pillow
Potter
of a
book.
Cuttlefish.
All right, so we talked about music, we talked about gameplay, we talked about our favorite characters.
Yep. we talked
How about our
most-
favorite areas in the game? Because
Tammy Village.
Temmie Village, huh?
That's,
Yeah.
I
I
would
wanna
laugh-
Tammy spend-
that is like the only part in the game where I like uncontrollably laughed out loud just as soon as I heard the fucking music. It
What was that
too
referencing?
much.
I feel like I've seen.
Oh,
a
Temmie
like
worked
an
on the
anime
game.
One of the artists.
character.
Yeah, Temmie's one of the artists
Well,
of the game.
Yeah, I know that part, but I mean the like creature Temmie. It looks so
Oh.
familiar. Like it's some
It looks like just
from
like
some
a
anime
cat
or
creature.
something.
It's kind of Mr.
I feel like
Saturn-y.
it's from-
A little bit.
A little bit. Mr.
But you
Saturn.
think it's like a specific like character design from an anime?
Yeah.
I'd have to
Some really
think on
weird,
that.
Like some comedy or something, but
I kind of just thought they were more supposed to be like that stereotypical like I'm
Yeah,
a cat girl on the
freaky,
internet.
like fanfic.
Hoi! I'm Temmie.
Timmy.
I'm trying to go to Cool Edge.
Play with me.
Their battle was pretty great too. When
Yeah.
the animation is just Temmie with just really long legs and they kind of just scuttle around you.
Just trying to glomp you.
I love the way they say hi. Hoi! Ahoy
I don't know
hoi!
about you guys, but I've known so many Temmies in my life.
Oh god, me too. I have a lot of Temmies at work.
I need more Temmies in my life.
Dude, do you think there's a
Oh,
lot of
God,
Temmys in the
no.
Thames?
What?
Do you think there's a lot of Temmys in the Thames in the UK?
Oh, I
There's a
didn't
place
know that
called
was a
the
place.
Thames.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a place called the Thames.
that went
Like
way over my head.
H-A-M-E-S.
I
Wow.
Yeah.
know where I'm
The
moving.
River Thames.
Bye,
don't-
everyone.
You're gonna go there like weeaboos go to Japan. You're gonna be wearing the Temmie hat.
No,
Where's
just like his head just slowly comes out of the water and goes hi.
Yeah, the eyeballs and mouth specifically first, and then the rest of the body.
The rest of the body just like
Hoi!
tries to
I'm
play catch up with
snide.
it. Oh god, that's hilarious.
Oh man. All right. We talked about our favorite characters, but who's your least favorite character? Can you think negatively about anyone in this game?
The least likable character was the dummy. Because
Yes.
he had no
He was just a
Redeeming
jerk.
qualities.
redeeming quality. Exactly.
Yeah.
He's just
He was just an asshole.
He was pretty bad. Who was your
Like
favorite?
he blamed you for his cousin in the tutorial. He said that you said some really nasty things to him when Frisk doesn't even.
Yeah.
he doesn't even
You
talk.
try to
even
strike up a conversation with them. The dummy looks like it's about to fall over.
Yeah, that's
He's
it.
he's one of those guys that just goes to bars looking for fights. He's just like, you wanna go? You wanna step outside?
You wanna fucking go? You wanna fuck with me? I got knives. I got one knife.
Bombs.
You got robot bombs. I really like that fight. I really like the mechanic of having to aim the bullets at the dummy.
Oh yeah, no, that was like a nice little way of changing pace.
Hmm. What parts scared you the most in that game?
Tammy Village.
That scared you as well. It made you
Gave me a
excited.
heart attack.
It made you scared, excited. Just-
Every emotion I could feel, I felt at once. Is turned up as high
You know-
as they can go.
You're
Speaking
shaking
of-
like Timmy.
Speaking of Temmie Village, You know the part where you go through and you hear all the wishes of people
Oh
who
yeah.
came past the flowers? I want to know whose wishes those were that they were saying, I want to see the outside world. And I love that sequence of conversation.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
the passing conversation between the two people who were wishing the same thing and they were embarrassed about it or something like that.
It's
They
very
sounded like
touching.
lovers.
Like it made
what's
me tear up. Like that's one of the most.
It was adorable. It was sweet.
It
okay?
was.
Most touching moment in the game.
Yeah.
That
So
that was
Again,
mine for
again,
sure.
Asriel, for me, it's Asriel saying like, I just want to have my friend back. So let me win, so we can keep like fighting forever.
Mm-mm.
Most
I
touching
think
moment for me.
one thing that really got me was at the passive ascend right before the Azrael boss,
Yeah.
where everyone's coming in, like all your friends are coming in to
Oh
cheer you on,
yeah.
and then Sans and Toriel recognize each other by the voice.
God, I love that.
If you look at it, they're actually staring at each other the entire time.
Aw.
It's really cute.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
Oh,
was noticing Asgore getting fucking blue balled in the background,
Yeah,
just
a
like,
little bit.
No,
oh,
I feel
my
so
wife.
bad. Like I hate I kind of got mad
At Asgore?
Turiel
Really?
because like literally Asgore's like, I'm a horrible human being. I just want to have our family back. I don't want to have to hurt anyone. And Turiel's like, you fucking monster.
In
It's like,
Toriel's
oh,
defense, he did kill 7 people.
I mean, he did it because he felt like there was another way, and he just wanted what was best for his kind. Like
That's
he felt like there
true.
was no other option.
That's true. He still did murder 7 people.
I
In
I
Toriel's
Asgore is
defense.
Asgore is
know.
Yes, and
problematic.
see
I'm
that's why
saying it
they're.
right now. Asgore's problematic and needs to go to jail.
I'm hashtagging it right
If
now on
there if there
Tumblr.
was going
Writing
to
a
be a
follow-up post.
prequel, I want to know about the circumstances under which Asgore had to kill those humans.
Yeah, I want to
Okay.
know
Like
at
what
what
their
point,
stories were.
what point was he like, oh, 7, I need exactly 7.
Wait, guys.
Yeah.
What if for the sequel to Undertale, it uses the same gameplay mechanics as Phoenix Wright, Attorney at Law, combined with the bullet hell elements, and it's a court
Oh
case
my
where you,
God.
as Frisk, have to defend Asgore for his crimes against humanity.
That sounds like a fan game.
How about
That sounds like something I'd download off Game Jolt.
Undertale sequel? It's just all a dating sim. Pick which
It's no, it'd be
fish
called
or lizard
Undyne.
you want to
Suspicion.
kiss the most.
Undyne.
It'd be called
Wait, no.
Under Suspicion
Oh,
of
shit.
Murder.
Oh, Metaton or Undyne. I can't. Oh, no. Oh, God.
God.
You know, it'd be really fun if, like,
What?
if that dating sim existed, and then you went back for a second playthrough, and, like, characters got pissed off at you. It's like, I thought we were dating, you fucker!
Oh yeah, like
Like, it does the timeline things.
you end up with Undyne, and then you restart the game, and Undyne's like, I thought we were together, asshole.
Flowey's just like, so, you like to hit him and leave him, huh?
Oh man,
You fucking hussy.
you fucking hussy.
That's, you know,
God.
classic Flowey. You fucking hussy.
Oh man, yeah, classic.
I don't know. Blue, who would you date in in Undertale?
Again, probably Napstablook.
Nice.
He's so perfect. He's like the perfect kind of person for me.
Eat food and
Just
lay
like,
on the floor.
oh, am I bothering you?
Aw.
Because yeah.
How about you, Jakey?
All I want in a relationship is to eat sandwiches and then lay on the floor and listen to Spook Wave.
Exactly.
See, I would say Alfie's
Mm.
because
Well,
this is
she's a close second. Yeah.
She's so moe.
Alfie's
is.
just because like I feel like all we would do is stay inside and watch TV, and then like I don't know. I love the idea of being there and to be like comfort her and stuff.
Wow.
Oh,
Ah.
How about Tsundere Plane?
Dairy Plane.
My favorite enemy.
That was. I take it back. That was my favorite joke. That was the best.
Tsundere Plane.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good.
Did you guys read Cinderella Plane's Endgame blog?
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
like super real about relationships that are nowhere. Just coming from Sundari Plane.
Oh god.
I really like that lava monster who is just super positive about everything.
Do you know who I would date?
Who?
I would date. I would date. Oh my
A
gosh,
glam
I was gonna
burger. Just stick your
A
dick in
glam
it.
say- No. I would.
Fuck that burger.
Dude. I would date. Merman Flexi Aaron. I would date Aaron.
Aaron.
No,
Oh yeah, the
would-
guy
I would-
with like
I would,
16 abs.
No, I would date Jerry just because I feel bad.
Yeah. How about
I would,
Kramer?
I would go on a pity date with it them
Oh.
just because I feel
I-
bad because literally his entire existence is just everyone wants to avoid.
I'm.
Well-
I'd give Burger Pants a pity hand job.
I keep saying Metaton, but like, I don't know. I think Metaton's way out of my league. I don't think I'd stand a chance with them.
Dude, you with that meta ton of self doubt, yeah, you just gotta believe in yourself.
I don't know.
If anything that Mew Mew Kissy Cutie has taught me, it's you gotta believe in yourself.
That's how
Okay,
Alfie's got her girlfriend.
All right, these fucking headphones I'm wearing are starting to like wear on my ears.
You ready to end this podcast?
I'll wrap it up.
All right.
We all got.
Let's give it.
business to do.
Let's each give it our quick overview and then our whatever out of 10. Starting with Snide.
Okay, it's perfect. It's adorable. It made me feel things in my cold heart. I want to kiss all of the characters, not half. I want to kiss everyone, and
I'm calling the cops right now.
it's perfect. 2 out of 10.
Oh god, is this like the Christopher Walken contest where it's like the worse Christopher Walken impression you do, the better score you get? So if you literally Christopher Walken, it's like it was perfect, 0 out of 10.
Hello,
Best thing-
I played the Undertale and it was good.
Worst impression I ever heard, 9 out of 10.
I wanna fuck that fish.
Okay. Anyways,
Give me
I
that
think
fish
Sarah
lip.
was next.
Oh,
Thanks, Sarah.
Undertale. It's the best indie Steam game baby of the year.
Yeah.
And I'm so proud of it. It was
Proud of you, Toby.
It was so much better than last year's indie baby Gone Home.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Lisa.
Just saying.
Nights
saying.
at Freddy's.
Well, I haven't gotten to play Lisa yet. But I really
haven't?
like to. But Gone Home, I think that was like a bigger deal.
I think you'd really
Or
like
I've
Lisa.
heard more about it. Yeah, I need to play Lisa. But anyways, Undertale, just so beautiful. I cried probably 30 times throughout, and
Yeah.
Napstablook, just all the characters that you can relate to. Just
Nice.
probably, I would like to say 10 out of 10, but I don't want to be obnoxious. So
If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. If
For
it's a 10 out of
sure.
10, it's a 10 out of 10.
Well, there it is, 10 out of 10.
All right.
Jake,
All right.
Number scores are for geeks.
I don't like games where I feel emotions. I just want to play online with my friends and get no scope kills. 2 out of 10.
2 out of 10.
No,
You can't do
actually,
that. Snide gave it a 2 out of 10.
Fine. 2.5 out of 10.
There you go.
gotta
Good.
be special.
Okay.
Not enough Doritos.
So
Reporting you.
I'd say it's not only one of the best games this year. I'd say it's one of the best games I've ever played and one of the best stories I've ever experienced. I give it a
totally.
9.9. I give it a 9.9 out of 10 solely because I believe that there's nothing perfect.
Awesome. Well, I guess it's my turn for my opinion. What can I
think
say
we've
that
already
hasn't
heard
already
your
been said
opinion.
by you guys? It's something that has some fantastic art design, really has some depth of character, is worth a replay, if not 2 times, 3 times, to 4 times, to a million times. I don't think I'll ever stop playing this game. I think that this is something that I could come back to year after year and still get something out of it. I do have some problems with some of the puzzles in the later levels, but those are meager. And it's kind of just like some games have padding. So if I had to give this game a score, I would give it a solid 8 out of 10.
All right.
Right on.
Well, that's
Bada
that
boom.
then.
Well, that is our podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Please tune in again for the
Hold on,
next
wait.
episode. Oh.
Wait.
Oh.
I promised my friend I'd give them a shout out
Well,
like
too bad
an
I'm-
hour
I'm-
and a
no.
half ago.
Okay.
No.
Okay,
All
do
right.
it.
No, I want you to do the shout out.
Okay. Who is it? Snide's friend.
Their name's Hampo, and I want you to call them an asshole.
Hampo, you're a fucking asshole. Fuck you,
said it.
Hampo.
I'm just gonna isolate that. And say,
That's gonna be that's gonna be the image for this podcast now. Hashtag fuck you, Hampo.
Oh my god. Yeah,
That's a little
fuck you,
much.
Hampo. Can we
Yeah.
all say fuck
Alright,
Hampo?
alright.
Same.
All right,
Let's do it. Okay. 3.
that's a podcast.
Three.
Hampo, you're a fucking asshole. Fuck you. Good night, everybody.
Fuck
Good night.
Hampo.
Good night.
Fuck you,
Yeah.
Hampo.